Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Mm. Um, Hope everybody is doing well. Waiting for a couple of people to come into the room before I get started. I am running off of like 3 hours of sleep. I like to leave my front door open during the day, and last night this huge bug, whoa, got in my house, I guess, and it was like crawling on the bedroom floor, and I heard my cat like making noise, and I'm like, Isis, be quiet, what are you doing? And I look over because I have a salt lamp that I keep on. I look over and there's this huge bug crawling on the floor, and I lost my mind. So I couldn't sleep after that. I couldn't sleep. So we got it out. Between her and I, we both, managed to get it out of the house or whatever. But so I couldn't sleep. However, I am feeling very, very energized, very energized. I've been up doing some work and everything, so I wanted to hop on real quick because I do this. I sit outside for about 20 minutes a day, just right outside my apartment, and just kind of chill. And hey guys, what's up, Anthony? Hey, Callie Mayat. Hi, Johnny. So I'm just chilling right now, sitting in my little meditation chair and drinking my golden seal tea with the green, black walnut and wormwood complex with some honey. So this is really good. This is probably the reason why I'm feeling energized, honestly, because this is a great way to detox your blood and your gut. And I'm not doing any special diet with it either. This is just what I do in the morning. First thing I drink is this before I eat any food. So, and then I make a big pot of it, so I drink off of it all day long. So, this is Compliments of Lucifer. This is, I get a lot of downloads about health and business when I work with that energy, so good stuff, right? All right, so let's get into it. Today, the title of the video is, Are You Trimming Your Dead Ends, right? So today I did that to my hair. Obviously we can't go to the hair salon and things like that. So I had to trim my own ends. And then as I'm trimming my ends, I'm like, wow, this is very metaphoric as it relates to the time that we're in right now. And also as it relates to us on a personal level and what we're doing in our own personal development. And the reason why I want to kind of talk about this too is because, I'm doing another cycle of the Be Magic program that's starting April 22nd. The class is starting on April 22nd. So I went ahead and extended the sale until April 22nd. Hey, Kali Mayat. Hey, Sabrea. Hi, Darwin. Who else is on here? Hey, Jesse. Hey, y'all. So in that course, there is a lot of digging deep and trimming away the fat, things that don't serve anymore. And as I'm like trimming my ends, I don't have like the longest hair in the world, but I got a lot of hair. Okay, a whole lot of hair. And it's very, very thick. But as I'm trimming the ends, a part of me was like, oh man, I'm cutting some of the length off, so dang, that's gonna suck, right? But the other part is like, however, I would rather have thick, fuller, healthier hair, right, than to be walking around with all this length, but it's stringy and thin because the ends are not healthy and they're unkept. So I'm like, wow, that's kind of deep when you think about how we live our lives, right? There are things in our lives that need to be cut out, that need to be cut away. And there's no time better than now to actually get into the habit of doing that on a regular basis. So how do you do that, right? You can check in with yourself and just take a look around you. Take a look at the people that are in your life. Take a look at the things that you do, the habits that you have, your behaviors, how you respond to certain things. All of these can be clear indications of what needs to be cut out, what needs to be trimmed away and discarded. It's the only way that we're able to truly grow healthier, stronger, not necessarily thicker. I don't think everybody want to be thicker, but it is the true way to glow and shine and really cut off that dead weight, those dead ends, so that you can take off and take flight. It's hard to fly into, first of all, it's hard to get off the ground and take flight when you're weighted down with a lot of stuff that just doesn't serve you anymore. And, most of us have something that we could afford to release and get rid of, whether it's extra pounds, whether it's, a toxic relationship, working at a dead-end job, not really fully living in our purpose, right? Not really fully doing the thing that we most desire. And not having what you desire, not having the freedom that you want in your life, that is heavy dead weight, Okay, thank you. I'm already strong, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'm very, very strong on my own, trust me. I do a lot of good work on myself and with my clients, so I'm quite strong, but I appreciate it. So people are interesting, but anyways, so it's very important to let go of the stuff that seems like it might be painful to let go of, obviously, yeah, I want my hair to be down here, but if I need to cut it up here in order for it to truly thrive and be healthy, and to truly get it to do what I want it to do, then I need to cut that much off. Thankfully I didn't have to cut that much off. I had to cut that much off today, but because I try to trim it pretty regularly. But this is the thing, a lot of us don't trim our own ends, right? A lot of us, we have had other people to do it for us, as far as going to the beauty salon or the barbershop or whatever. You have an expert go in and do that, right? But now, because of the quarantine and the stay-at-home order, we are not able to get to the services and the people that used to do certain things for us. All right. So now we're left up to our own devices to figure out how to do it on our own. Now, of course, some people are still, carrying on with their business as usual, and that's their business. You know what I mean? This is the thing about that too. I was talking to a friend the other day about this. I'm like, look, there are ways that you can, and I'm not trying to convince anybody to go against the law or whatever, break the law, whatever. I'm not doing that, because the business that I have, I'm able to run that online. I've always had an online business. So this and has actually picked up tremendously since all of this has happened. But the thing is that if you feel pulled to continue your business, whatever service you provided, this is the thing. There are ways that you can protect yourself and protect the people that you're working with and protect your business from being flagged or fined or whatever. And I'm going to leave it at that. So there are ways that you can figure out how to do that for yourself. And then there's people who can help you do that. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But you have to ultimately make the decision for yourself. You have to ultimately... you saw that lady? She said, sidebar, my dear walked by with her mask. She sure did. I was just like, okay. Hey, if you got the mask and you need it, wear it. If you feel like you need it, wear it. So, there are ways around everything. There's always a workaround, but you have got to dig deep within yourself and talk to yourself and talk to your higher self, your oversoul, to get the information that you need to get. Now, it's very hard to tap into that part of yourself if you don't already have some way to connect with that. And most people don't. A lot of us do, but most people do not have a way to connect with that part of themselves, that higher wisdom, right? That higher knowledge. Because we're too, I'm not going to say we're because I'm not, because they are already consumed with the outside world. They're overloaded by the outside world. Now, when people get in overload mode, right, these are the people that are in a hypersuggestible state. So hypersuggestibility simply means that you're overloaded, you're overstimulated, and that your critical mind is a little less filtering. So now things are just able to come in and overload your subconscious mind, right? And fill you up with all of these, different suggestions and beliefs and behavior patterns. And so people who are in this perpetual state of hypersuggestibility, they are the ones that tend to feel things very deeply. They are the ones that we consider somnambulist. And a somnambulist is the person who would be overloaded. I am a somnambulist. I'm more on the literal side of the somnambulist scale, of that suggestibility scale, which means I respond better to literal suggestions, direct suggestions, but I can pick up on the inference as well. And so a person like that tends to be overloaded very quickly because you're taking in information two ways, right? So you're picking up on everything and picking up on everybody's energy. And so I had to learn, and thankfully with my training as a hypnotherapist, and specifically training in the Kappa-Cinnamon method of hypnotherapy. And for those of you who don't know, I am a certified hypnotherapist and coach. I'm also an instructor, an associate instructor at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute here in Los Angeles. They've been around for over 50 years, and it is a very extensive hypnotherapy training. We have to train for a year. Plus, we have to do clinical hours before we can graduate. And it is very intense. It's very, very, very intense, So I'm not a weekend hypnotherapist. I'm not a weekend hypnosis certification person. I'd studied for a very long time and continue to study because in order for me to maintain my instructor's accreditation, I have to constantly be learning, constantly be in some sort of educational program that expands my knowledge and expands my ability to not only help myself but to help my clients, right? So just to give you a little bit of background about me. And so we learned about the suggestibility in school. And when I learned about that, what it did for me was it really helped me to understand myself a little bit better. And it also helped me to learn how to move and manipulate energy. And doing that helped me to learn how to protect my energy, how to clear my energy, ground myself, especially when I'm working with other people, right? And especially at a time like this, like knowing how to do that and doing it and using it daily is very, very, very important. Because what this did for me was that it helped me, and I actually learned how to ground and run my energy and clear my energy years before I went to school for hypnotherapy, because I was already into a lot of this stuff before I even started studying hypnosis, which is kind of how I got into it, right? And I read this book called The Pleiadian Workbook by Amora Kuan Yin, and you can get it on Amazon, but it's a fantastic book. If you want to learn about energy healing and manipulating energy and clearing your energy and healing yourself, that book is amazing. It is filled with a ton of exercises and practices that you can learn on your own. Now, I use a lot of those practices and techniques with my clients, and I teach a lot of it in the Be Magic course. Now, of course, I have my own little alterations that I do because, I learn something from somebody and then I tweak it to my perfection to tailor it to me and my energy and the way I think, right? And I highly recommend that for anybody. Like whatever you learn, I don't care what it is, you got to add your own twist to it. You have to put your own things on there so that your subconscious mind will accept it as a behavior that you're going to do, as a practical behavior. Trying to do it the way somebody else does it is fine in the beginning, but I always tell students and clients, look, learn the basics, learn the rules, so you can bend them and break them to your own liking, right? And you can shape them and tailor them to the way it's going to work best for you, for your own benefit. So when it comes down to trimming your ends, cutting back the fat, right? Letting go of the things that just don't serve you anymore. Some other things that you can do is cord cutting. Now, people do cord cutting. I do cord removal, and I'm actually doing a class on cord removal using fire and air on April 15th at 6 p.m. Again, it's going to be a live Zoom video. However, it will be recorded, so if you can't make the live class, then it'll be available for purchase on my website. And let me talk really quickly about that. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me to put things up on the website, especially if there's like background noise or whatever, and I have to send it to my engineer and I have to let them go in and make some edits. So I usually let everybody know when it's uploaded, right? So I had just uploaded the hypnosis for a healthy immune system yesterday, because I just got it back from my engineer. So that's available too. It is $65 on the website, and that class is amazing. I teach you how to visualize your cells and your immune system being very, very strong, claiming whole health over your body, talking to your body. I go through a whole thing. It does have a hypnosis in it. Everything that I do is going to have hypnosis in it, okay? Because I believe that when you're teaching someone, you already go into a hypnotic state when you're learning a new thing, a new skill, or just learning something new. When you read a book, you go into hypnosis. When you're sitting in a lecture, you go into hypnosis. When you're listening to somebody talk like this and you're just listening, you go into a hypnotic state. It's not any airy-fairy taboo thing. Is science. It's the way your mind works. That's why I keep pushing. Study your mind. Learn how you work. I also go over very extensively in the Be Magic course how your mind works. That's a whole lesson just on that, just on how your mind works, and comparing it to Hermeticism, alchemy, the universe, okay? Hypnosis is mental alchemy, okay? It really is. It's mental alchemy. That's a section in my book and a section in the class called Mental Alchemy, because you are transforming an old thought and an old behavior into something new. All right, so I teach that I teach that in the class, and then every single class there is a hypnosis, a visualization in every class, and those are recorded and you get to keep them. I'm now starting, because I have more hypnotherapists that are interested in, not only hypnotherapists, but other practitioners as well, energy workers who are interested in getting hypnotic scripts. I get asked all the time, do you have scripts? Do you have scripts? Do you have scripts? So now I'm going to be including hypnotic scripts. Now the thing about that is the hypnotic scripts, because I have more than just hypnotherapists in the Be Magic class, the hypnotic scripts are going to be available to everyone, okay? However, if you're not a hypnotherapist, if you don't know what you're doing, do not use this on anybody else. You use those hypnotic scripts for yourself, okay? If you need to read through them, that's fine. If you want to, record them yourself and listen back to them with your own voice, you can definitely do that. But if you're not a hypnotherapist, do not use these scripts on anybody else. I'm going to say that again, okay? Don't do that on anybody else, because you don't understand what you're doing. Okay, hypnosis is deeper than just somebody. Hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is, in these scripts that I have and these hypnosis that I do in my classes are therapeutic. They're not just me saying words. It's therapeutic. They are tailored and constructed and structured in a very specific way. I know why I'm lining the words up the way I'm lining them up. I know why I'm taking you in the way I'm taking you in. And these are things that you just have to learn. You just have to go to school for it. You need to educate yourself on it, okay? So all of that is going to, and I'm adding that in because I do have a lot more practitioners that are interested and people have asked, okay? So cord cutting and cord removal is a way for you to trim your ends. It's a way for you to cut away what does not belong. Because when we think about energetic cord attachments to people, to places, to things and situations, they pull on you, they tug on you, okay? And you can feel the tug. You can feel the tug, especially when you notice that you're starting to kind of move away from a person. If you've ever experienced this, when you're kind of like starting to move away from a person and you're like not really in their lives that much, you tend to, maybe you're not calling them as much, you don't come around as much, and then all of a sudden they call, right? All of a sudden they come back around. That's them feeling the tug of your cord moving away, okay? They feel that tug. Hey, Erica. Hi, Natalie. Hey, Gerald. Hey, Taurus. Hi, Tyrus. Hey, y'all. Hi, Mac. Hi, Alexis. Gary. Hey, cousin. Hi, Sue. Hey, everybody. So that's them feeling the tug of you moving away, right? And then you can feel somebody tugging on you, right? You can feel, this is my own personal belief. When somebody all of a sudden just pops in your head, for me, that's a tug, okay? And it doesn't mean every cord attachment is not a bad attachment, right? It's not. However, if somebody just pops into your head, for me, that's a tug on the energetic cord, right? That's a tug saying, oh, I'm thinking about her, or, oh, where is she? Oh, what's she doing? I want to know. I want to draw on her energy, not suck on her energy, but I want to draw on her energy. And that's really why we want to be in the presence of other people. We want to draw on their energy, right? That's the only reason why, because, everything is energy, and energy is transferable, and energy is how we live. So, when you feel those tugs, right, and when you're in a session with me and we're doing a cord removal session, I have you testing the cord, tugging and pulling and things like that. So we go through this whole process, and I'm going to teach it in the class. The class is going to be $75 for pre-registration right now, but once that's done, it goes up to $99. I should charge more than that, because this is actually like, the cord removal process is like surgery. It's like spiritual surgery. Whenever I do it with a client, they need a few days to recover, and you should drink a lot of water afterwards. The way I do it, you need to rest and drink a lot of water, and don't eat any heavy foods, okay? Because it literally is spiritual surgery, the way I do it. So that's a way to trim your ends, right, and cut off the dead weight, is using energetic cord removal. Some people do cord cutting. I don't do cord cutting anymore, because to me that it leaves behind, like if I cut this grass, right, but I didn't go in all the way into the soil and pull the roots up out of it, guess what? That grass is going to grow right back, right? So it's still connected to the source. But if you go in and literally unhook and remove and do some other things that I like to do with my clients, then you can really totally remove a cord. You really can. And people have healed themselves and released abusive parents, abusive relationships. They have released, abusive. They have released, just abuse in general. There's a lot of cords attached when you're in an abusive situation, right? So it's very, very helpful. Now, that is a way to definitely trim away your dead ends, cord removal. I will highly recommend that for somebody. Now, when you're doing cord removal, that stuff does not taste good. It tastes just like medicine because that's what it is, right? It detoxes the blood in the gut. And also, it's a parasite cleanse too. So just be mindful of that if you're scared of what comes out. If you've never cleansed before, I cleanse very often. I'm cleansing like maybe once a week. Hi. I cleanse like once a week. I don't necessarily do diets and things like that, but I'm just constantly just cleansing teas and all types of stuff, you know. But if you never cleansed before, go easy on this one because this will not take you down. So anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm jumping all over the place. But what was I saying? Cord removal. Right. Oh, I'm drinking golden seal tea, right? I take the herbs, I boil it down, I boil water, pour the water over the golden seal herbs. I let it steep for like 15 minutes, and then I drain it off. I drain the herbs off and put the liquid in a cup, and then I take 2 droppers full of green, black, walnut, wormwood complex. I posted it on my page yesterday. The recipe is there and the picture of everything is on there, and then you just sweeten it with honey and drink it in the morning before you eat anything, and then you can drink it throughout the day too, you know. It does energize you though. It gives you a lot of energy. So I've been staying up late, going and waking up early, but that's great because I get a lot done naturally. So anyway, okay, so let's get back to cord removal really quickly as a way to release and let go of dead weight and trim your ends, right? So, that's what I was getting ready to say. Before you go in and start doing cord removal, you need to make sure that the cord needs to be removed, okay? And then you got to make sure that you identify which cords need to be removed. So we do all of that in session, okay? And we're going to go through all of that in the class on April 15th. So I posted about it already on my Facebook page, so go check it out. Again, it's $75 for pre-registration, and then it's going to go to $99 when the class is recorded and uploaded on the website. Now let's talk a little bit more about Be Magic and why Be Magic is important at a time like this. It is a self-sabotage specific class, utilizing a combination of many different things that I do as a hypnotherapist. You know, there's NLP techniques in there. There is some, the therapeutic imagery. There is, of course, hypnosis in it. And you get one-on-one coaching, even though it's in a class setting, you do get one-on-one coaching with me because we meet once a week for about 2 hours, right? Now, though, I'm going to be recording this cycle because I want to make it available for more people. At this point right now, there's 24 slots available, okay, because I'm going to be doing three classes in this cycle. So it's available for 8 people in each class. All right. So if you know someone else who needs this class or is interested in taking it, then go ahead and feel free to share it with them. The reason why this class is a very important class at this time, because it can help you laser focus in on the business idea that you might have, or maybe you don't know what your business is now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't know what the next step is. Maybe you don't even need to focus on business. Maybe you just need to focus on health. You need to focus on your relationship with yourself or with people around you. But either way, how you doing? I know, it's nice out here, huh? And either way, what it is that it helps to remove self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors that keep you from living the life that you desire, okay? And the reason why we can't live the life that we desire is because of our own mindset. It's our thoughts. That's really what it comes down to, right? It's the thoughts. whether you think you need to hold on to a person in your life who's toxic, who doesn't really, they say they love you, but they don't really give you the love that you want or the love that you deserve. Whether you think you need to hold on to this job, right? That doesn't bring you any pleasure. It really isn't paying you the money that you know you could be making. But you hold on to it because you feel like that's all you deserve. It's all you can get. It's all you're expecting. You don't expect anything more. So this class really helps you break through those barriers. And in the first class, in the first class is an introductory class, but that's the class that you're going to start brainstorming and figuring out what your focus is going to be. Okay, what am I going to focus on during this 8 weeks? You know, what do I want to do? What do I want to see different? And this is the thing you'll find. You'll find that the goal is going to change. So most people will start out with one way, right? And then as we move through, by midway of the class, they're like, wow, you know what? I just realized I'm about to change this. It's going to be this instead. I help people use a pendulum. I teach people the real way to use a pendulum. Okay, and I'm just going to say this. A pendulum is an response to the ideomotor response. Okay, and I go over this in depth in the class. I'm not going to dig too deep into it right now. An ideomotor response is a nonverbal automatic response from your subconscious mind. Okay? So, when people are trying to read you and do all of this stuff with a pendulum, you have to ask yourself, is this really are they reading my energy or are they reading their own energy? Okay? Unless they are connecting to your energy, unless they are utilizing the electromagnetic field within their subconscious mind to lock into your energy field, then they'll be able to use that pendulum. But if people are just picking up a pendulum and holding it over you and asking questions about your life and they're getting a certain response, that's not an accurate answer for you. However, if you're holding the pendulum and you're asking the questions, you're going to get an accurate response from your subconscious mind. So we go over that in depth, and that is a tool that we use to help. We do an exercise in there to help you figure out what the focus needs to be on the class, okay? So, but it's a very important thing to do because a lot of people stay stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage and stay stuck in a cycle of toxicity, and they don't know why they can't get where they want to go, you know? And, you know, knowing what I know, doing what I do, even I have times where I'm like, okay, I'm self-sabotaging right now. Let me break through this. And there's exercises that I know how to do that break me right on out of that, you know, because I know how to quickly shift my perspective, quickly shift the energy in my mind. And there's also some tools and techniques that I teach in that class, in the Be Magic class as well. So that class is available for registration now. You will get a workbook with that. Now, this is the thing. If you pay in full for the class, you will get a physical copy of the workbook. If you pay monthly for the class, you still have access to all of the information. But if you want the physical copy of the workbook, then you can purchase that separately. Okay. The class is $277.75 to pay monthly, and you can pay $277.75 every month for 12 months, okay? Or you can pay $22.22 up front, right? $2,222. You can pay for that up front. Or you can pay more, or you can pay more. You can do it in 3 installments if you want to. But I made it that way so that it can be easily accessible to people who do want to take the class, maybe don't have access to the full payment right now. And this is the thing, once you sign up for Be Magic, you're automatically enrolled into the Healing and Transformation class, which is, you will have free access to all of the classes, like the cord cutting class, the cord removal class that I'm doing. If you're a current Be Magic student, you're going to have access to that for free. like the ancestor healing workshop that I did, and the not the hypnosis for immune system, that's not Be Magic eligible, but every month I'm going to be releasing 1 to 2 classes that will be Magic eligible. So if you're a Be Magic participant for a whole year, you're going to get extra training, extra teachings, extra classes. Okay, so I hope that you guys, are doing well out there and keeping your mind strong, keeping your energy clear, focusing on you. This is an excellent time to make changes, to shift, to make your money, to put in place some new money-making ideas. It's an excellent time to get healthy, get reconnected to nature. It's an excellent time to connect to yourself, and it's an excellent time to figure out how to do shit for yourself now, because you can't get your nails done, you can't get your hair done. A lot of people are like, shit, I might even invest in the press-on nail thing, because I used to wear press-ons all the time back in the day, and I just don't really do them anymore. But I love them. I got a bunch of them, and I got a whole nail thing, like hundreds of nail polishes and different nail designs, and I used to do my nails all the time, but I just don't have that kind of time anymore. But yeah, finding out what are good investments now. Where are you going to put your money so that it can grow for you, and how do you want to step out of this time? Like, how do you want to emerge from this? Do you want to emerge richer, stronger, healthier, better, thinner? You know what I mean? More grounded, more connected. How do you want to be when all of this is over with? Now, when this ends, the world it's already different, but it's going to be very different when this ends. So what we used to, okay, that's tomorrow. Okay, I'm like, oh shoot, am I supposed to be doing a past life regression right now? That's tomorrow. So, it's time. This is a perfect time. I think a lot of people are scared, and that's understandable. But man, what better way to live out, if this is the end of the world, which it's not, but if it is, it's the end of the world as we know it. But what better way to live it out than in your own home? You have the freedom and the time to create whatever you want to create. You can take classes online to help build up, to help increase and educate and expand your own skill set, so you can start creating your own stuff, and I tell people all the time too, with the Be Magic class, like, I don't care if you go and teach this to somebody else, as long as you're qualified to teach it. As the hypnotherapy part, the hypnosis part, if you're qualified to do it, I don't care if you use that and teach other people and form your own groups. Like, that's totally fine with me. In fact, I plan to turn that into a certification course one of these days. I'm gonna figure out how to do it, but I really want to do that, especially for hypnotherapists and other practitioners that utilize energy healing, because I think that I believe in it so deeply. It's such a powerful program, and I'm grateful that I'm able to run it. And I look forward to this next cycle, and I look forward to having amazing people take the class, because every time it happens, it's just magic. It's just, it's why it's called Be Magic. It's just some amazing stuff takes place, and I get to watch people do crazy things that they started off saying, well, I want to do this and I don't know. And then, 8 weeks is not a long time, but it's enough time for you to clear out whatever has been weighing you down and to cut off those dead ends. It's enough time for you to do that. So you can absolutely get a lot of stuff in that. And once you learn once you learn all of these techniques, you can use this over and over. And that's the reason why I priced it the way I priced it, because this is something that you can use forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, right? You're not just learning something that you're going to do one time. Every single time you have a new goal that you want to set for yourself, you will have this tool handy for you to get in and be like, oh, okay, I know what to do. I know how to find out what I need to do first. I know how to switch it up or do this if some resistance comes up. This is like, it's like resistance training times 10, So it's a very, very, I love it. I love the program, and I do it whenever I go through it. Whenever I do a new cycle, I take myself through it as well, because it's very powerful, and it helps. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to get off of here now. Looks like the sun is saying goodbye. There's a big old cloud covering it up. So I got my 20 minutes in, and I got a little bit of a tan, and I wore the wrong pants out here today. I got these pants on. Hold on, let me show y'all. I got the wrong pants on to be sitting out here in the sun. Now my leg is going to look like zebras, but that's okay. All right, guys. So like I said, oh, I did an interview on this dope podcast called Superficial Magic. Check it out. I posted about it on my website. It's on Believe, BLEAV. That's where you can listen to the podcast. Okay, so I posted it on my page, so if you guys want to go back and listen to it, it's really, really cool. The chick is named Megan Granger, and I just love her approach. Like, she's like this like quirky, like cool ass chick that, she kind of has this fun approach to magic. It's not like super serious and things like that, so it's fun. We had a good time, and I talked about past life regression. I talked about the magic, talked about using hypnosis as a healing modality. So it's a lot of fun, so check it out when you get a chance, and I will holler at you guys in the next video. Be good, take good care of yourselves, and know that you are protected and safe and covered and all of that good stuff. You already that, so you don't have to be safe. You already there. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Okay.